Like we in the club, fly flashy, grown classy, so turn to the dub. Saturday mornings, no walk of shame, we fresher. 950 lounge, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't miss my favorite show, I put everything on hold. Work the baby, even the babysitter know. When 950 come on, don't bother. I'm locked in 10 to 1, no problem.
Situationships take over, and it's a show that I'm a big fan of. I was a big fan of year one. We actually even did the wrap-up show for you guys, so it was really exciting to be a part of it. And we got most of the cast here this morning. So for actors, this is pretty good.
Yeah, they run deep.
But I'm gonna introduce this young lady first. Sell it to me, Melanie.
Yes.
From Situationships. I got my man Brandon Short, aka Ty.
Yeah, how you doing?
And other brother on the far left is Carl Logan playing Theo. See,
Yep, you got me.
Thanks again for coming up this morning. So I'm gonna start with you first and foremost. Congrats on season 2.
Thank you.
I know you were saying I got something I can't tell you, but it's something going to happen.
Yes.
And I see the BET thing, which is huge. And again, congratulations, because hard work pays off.
Thank you so much.
No doubt. And season 2 has been a real. I binge watched it this week.
Did?
Yeah, I wanted to watch it in a chunk.
Nice.
So I said, let me wait 3-4 episodes. Mm-hmm. So I watched the first one and I watched the last 3. And
nice.
Thoughts? Well, I'm gonna get there. It seems like Melody has like kind of grown up a little bit.
Definitely.
It's no more cherry blossoms and lollipops.
She ain't bringing no more cakes.
No more cakes.
I ain't walking down the street with a cake in her hand.
No more cakes.
It's kind of taking her liberties into controlling herself. But then she meets a guy, Ty, that,
Chai Boogie.
if that was last year, if that was season 1, would have been the perfect fit, it would have been the magic carpet ride. But now you're in 2 different places. Here's a brother that's got his act together, professional, wants to do the right things, and boom. So when you get to these situationships, talk about how you put this thing together this year. I know you and Carl both on the writing side, but talk about how you came up with the cast and just this new plot after 4 weeks. And I'm really can't wait for next week.
Well, season 2, we definitely wanted to expand the cast and expand the character development behind each character. So we definitely looked a lot at Melody. Season 1, she very much was very naive, very giving, and she lost a lot in season 1.
Yeah.
So in season 2, we were like, she's gonna get her power back, and she's gonna live.
I got my swag.
Okay. And she's gonna live in Situationships world.
Right.
And then we just kind of weaved this very fun, twisty-turny kind of story together with all of the characters. So as the episodes keep going, it just gets even more tangled.
Now, Brandon, again,
yes,
you've been, I did my homework here. You've been acting a long time, doing some different things. Yeah. Talk about working with this group here. I got to know this group a little bit throughout this couple-year process, and they're a close-knit group. How have you, added your professionalism, your acting ability, and obviously fitting into the cast, your role? How did that all come to mesh together?
So I worked with Ty Stone, who's the DP on this season, and he just told me, hey, Situationships is casting, so you should definitely go, bro.
That is how he talks.
And so I was like, okay, cool. I hit up Scylla via email. She's like,
come out to the casting.
And I came out.
She's so sweet on the phone, you know what I'm saying? She on the phone, he better bring his ass back. Tell him.
I felt I did my thing, and then once I booked the role, it just felt like family amongst these guys, and it was just really cool just setting into the Ty world and understanding who Ty was, and who his relationship was to Melody, and down the line eventually to Damien. You know?
Is Ty and Brandon similar?
Not really. I'm more of a goofball. He's more smooth.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You're just saying that probably, but that's right. Let me go to you, Carl. Now, again, you're a real talented brother. I know you got another show coming out as well. You play a really unique role here in season 2. I won't give it away for people who haven't seen at least the 4th episode. But, your thoughts on the role? Again, you're one of the people who's sitting here creating this, you and Scylla. So your thoughts on your role and just the show in general here in season 2? Because I think you're really touching on some real 2018 topics that need to be addressed.
Yeah, that was kind of like our goal coming into season 2. Like after season 1, we saw what we already put into into the stratosphere. We already saw what the stories were, and our goal for season 2 was basically kind of like just trying to up the ante a bit, but not, go too hard where it's like, all right, now you guys are just ridiculous or whatever. Right. So all the stories are still grounded, and like you said, they cover a lot of topics that everybody's going through basically, and it was fun because we have a much bigger cast this time around.
Right.
First season was really just the 8 people, I think.
And now you're like 12 or 13.
Yeah, we're like 12, 13 deep now, whatever. And we're basically spreading about like all these different stories, but they're all like connected, and it doesn't seem like, we're just pulling them out of our ass or anything like that. Like everything goes how it should. It works well, and there's a bit of everything in there for everybody to see, whether they're going through that, whether they're going through that. And that was really our goal with season 2.
What I love season 1, and I can see season 2, is so many different storylines, but at the end of the day, they all track together. You see so many shows on TV, and so many different storylines, but then after a while, we're like, well, where the hell are they all going to connect with each other? Because it has to have it's balance when it has to connect, because you have so many different people doing so many different things. And what I like about what you do is on your show, Situation, everybody's professional. It's not like people, I ain't got nothing. Everybody has their own life, but everybody's still professional and doing what they got to do. That's what I like about your show.
Yeah, like it was, like when me and Scylla wrote it and everything, we basically, we wrote for each other, split it down, but we all helped each other out. And that was our goal, making sure nothing was thrown away. We didn't want to waste people's time, episodes are a lot longer this time, but we're actually going to make them long for a reason. We're not just going to stretch it out just for the sake of time. If you're going to be watching something for 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to get something out of those 15, 20 minutes, and it's going to pay off in the end. And I think that's what everybody's goal should be when it comes to storytelling.
Kind of piggybacking what Rodeo just said about professionalism, being an independent project, how is the challenge of getting, staff? Because, when sometimes you hear the word independent, especially in today's world, people look at it as a dirty word. And I'm not knocking any of the web series that are out here. Everybody, creativity. Hey, listen, we're an independent program ourselves that have come a long way. But when it comes to getting the right cast and the right fits, obviously you and Carl have that vision. What goes into that? When you come to a person like, and like my brother here, and go like, well, I want you. I'm not going to do the voice, but hey, listen, I want you on my show, but yet, we're independent, and there are some things that we have to finance ourselves.
Absolutely. It can definitely be. It can be difficult sometimes, but. When you're putting something out and you're super passionate about it, the right people usually will find you or can come together. And, when everyone is understanding of what, it takes to make that. And then if you empower those people to let their talent shine through, a lot of times people are really excited to collaborate.
Right, without question. Backstage, you have something you want to say? You want to roll next year?
I just love this show.
Angry landlord. Situation.
Who is the light-skinned girl in scene 3?
No, the thing I want to know is, since y'all write for the show and everything, else? How is it for writing and acting? How's that roles like that for you, both of y'all?
It's been cool for me. It's something that I think we've both been doing I've been acting and writing since season 1. And so I definitely wanted him to be a part of season 2 as far as acting and of course writing. But it's been great. It's something that we're both passionate about. And we don't always agree on the storylines.
I think that makes it great. That's
You
good.
ain't supposed to.
You know what I
right.
mean? But it's good sometimes to have both the female perspective and the guy perspective too.
And you know that the car role, Theo. You know, I gotta say this. It's almost like I'm showing
Did you
my
get the
age.
name off the Cosby Show, Theo? Was you a Theo fan?
I actually didn't even like the Cosby Show growing up like that.
Nah, this Theo is not that Theo. This Theo is much smarter, much more wittier. A little tad sarcastic too.
Yeah.
But I like the fact because again, if you haven't seen this after you watch 950, of course, go to BET.com or YouTube and watch the whole 4 that's out there. But definitely the 4th one,
So what was your reaction if not giving too much
That one
away?
was a
Well,
Don't give it
again, when
away.
I-
Just give your
I
opinion.
look at programming in three levels. 1 is entertain me, 2 is it inform me, and 3 does it make me like, oh wow, to give me the OS feeling. And your program has always gave me the entertaining and the oh wow, but this really was like the OS, like it didn't see it coming.
Good.
Nobody
goal.
saw it. Nobody.
Again, I'm not gonna give it, but the other character, I just kind of felt something wasn't there. Like, like when you, as a man, when you are entertained by somebody you attract to, it's a different form. Normally, unless you really have some personality traits or some issues, chemical imbalances, you don't necessarily push it away. Even though you might be like Ty, say, nah, I'm a little awkward, but you still try to accept it unless you really want no parts of that. So when I saw that, again, didn't see it coming. It's like that commercial you see now, the public service commercial about you sitting on the couch and the car flies.
Okay, man. Jeez. I actually get one word and you just going on how the car the situation.
Because you didn't watch, I'm sure you didn't watch.
I saw the
3.
I didn't see 4
You
yet.
didn't see
And
it.
I
You might need to see
will
episode
look at it
4.
this
Well,
evening.
good. I'm
I
glad I'm
will, because
entertaining
you know
you.
me. I'm the dedicated TV person that watch
Yeah,
everything.
you don't leave the couch,
I do
so.
leave my couch. But let me ask, now that you're getting a little stardom, because you're on a bigger platform, like now when you go around, do people recognize you? Like, call your character name or something?
I can't speak for everyone else. I mean, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm pretty sure y'all walking around out here getting all the accolades and everything. I don't know. I'm chilling right now. Let me know when that happens.
I mean, if Ty don't get one, they could probably give him like Eric Benet with the shoes on. Hey, Eric, what's up? I ain't Eric, man. My name is Ty. And I got shoes. Look, I got shoes on.
We're talking to the cast of Situationships, Scylla Sadiq, Brandon Shore, and Carl Logan. We got more people here we're going to speak to, and we got to bring you guys back a little later because you're not just getting out of here like that, because we don't get to do this.
It's raining outside. It's raining outside.
And it's cold.
Well, I ain't got no hair to mess up, so that's fine. Before we go to the next set, one last thing with you, Scylla. 4 in, how many are we going this year? How many episodes?
Oh, 8.
8, so
episodes.
we're halfway through.
We are halfway through.
Has season 3 already started to come to you, you guys crosshairs and the way you're looking to move into the next segment, or, is it a situation where you just go piece by piece and try to make the best masterpiece for that 20 minutes, or is it like, I already know what's going to happen midway through season 3. Talk
What
about
does that look like?
yeah.
Yes, so we've definitely already started conversations, brainstorming for season 3. Even the writing process for season 2, we ended up writing that in like 2.5 weeks,
Wow.
which was very, cool. I had a deadline.
Yeah, I see.
But this time around, we want to see what the audience reaction is to season 2, and we'll definitely put those insights into crafting the rest of season 3 as well.
My question is, any of y'all can answer this. when you do this, do you do the seasons? Do you on purposely only want to do 8 episodes? You have serious people that we on season 2, episode 88. I mean, like when y'all gonna
Right.
stop? Do you purposely say we only want to do 8 shows? Then you want to leave people wanting more for season 3, or it's just you don't have to worry. But okay, we got to stop this and start season 3. Do y'all on purposely only want to do 8 episodes for season 2?
Well, I'd say 8 is a good number.
I personally want to see more personally.
Well, of course.
enough,
I
you know,
mean,
yeah.
we need more funding
Right,
for that.
right.
But we try to keep it in like a good range, so it's not too much and not too little. What do you think?
No, I agree. It's like it goes back to what I was saying, you know, about how we're like stretching out the episodes. I think that more episodes would be dope too as well. But the fact that we're able to go ahead and cram 13 characters and all these different storylines into these episodes, it's kind of like a testament to the talent and just how it is. So it's like we don't necessarily need to go big unless it's necessary, you know? As long as we're able to fit all those storylines in a cohesive manner in 8 episodes, it works, you know? Like I'm kind of like over the whole 22 episode format of television these days. I like the Netflix format where it's just like 12, 13 episodes max, maybe even less.
That's where the world's going anyway.
Yeah, and it's, you know, short, sweet, to the point, and it leaves you wanting more to the point where you're not like, all right, I'm a little exhausted, you know, because it makes for a better
It's
binge
not our
experience,
job
you know?
to be able to know what's going to happen. It's your job to keep giving that fresh content for people to go like, wow. You're right, you want more.
But I tell you one thing, if y'all's on Netflix, I already been done with season 2. Everything goes on there, right then and there.
The whole thing out.
That's right. That's what I was
This is not a last chance you situation. So real quick, Carl, Brandon, I think you may be sticking around. Where can people reach out to you guys, find out more information, situationships, and you personally?
Yeah, you know, you want to follow me on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Carl Logan, KarLogan. Whichever.
You make it seem like you at a dentist. Yeah, you can follow me and call.
He's more talkative with his
Yeah, you can follow me on. I'm trying to remember. One of them have an underscore. I can't remember which one it is. Twitter has an underscore, and Instagram is either way. Carl Logan on all platforms. So, yeah.
Brandon?
You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, both Brandon J. Shaw, the number 11. And I got quite a few new projects coming out as well, trying to include these 2 and also my other castmates. But we got some things in store, so I'll let you guys know.
Eric Benet has a documentary. You should definitely play him, man.
I'm a sex addict.
So we're gonna call Never Go Eric Benet.
Maybe see some slipping in the bed there.
Maybe call us and we'll write that, the Eric Benet story. That might definitely. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring really one of my favorite characters in the play. You don't even know who I'm talking about. It's 2 other people here.
Well.
But nevertheless, it's 2 ladies, and boy, one of them really when her scene comes, it's must see TV. We're going to take a quick break. Now we're live. Come on back. Now Free Lounge Live Saturday morning. Situationship takeover.
That's right.
I'm gonna just let Scylla just host this thing.
You might as well.
Yeah, let me shut up. Tell me, Joe.
Wait.
She was getting ready to. She was getting ready to. You just took it back.
That's actually this is not for Lounge.
Yeah, true.
Any event, we're joined by 2 more ladies of the cast. Robin to my far left, Miss Nicolette Ellis.
We know Nicolette very well.
And
I feel like I'm in bonded with her when I watch the show. You know?
And bonded.
Yeah, you know.
And Bond, he's a
You
little.
We talked about before about Black Tourette's, right?
Yeah, he's a little
I
challenged.
know, I just know, but I like her character.
Just because
I like her
Kanye went to
character.
the White House, not the only one with mental illness. In the middle here, young lady had to change the flyer about 10 times. Miss Felicia Green, aka Gabrielle. Welcome, ladies, to the show.
Before we go further, who was the woman you was talking about before we went to break? You was like somebody from this when you watched it had your mind.
didn't have my mind. It's an interesting character, and
That's still your mind.
that's my viewing pleasure.
In your mind.
Not in yours. It's mine. It's your mind.
Thank you. So you said it.
And we're related. You know that.
What?
We're related too, and there's this. I don't. Yeah. Surgeon General came out from courts after he was born.
I see.
No, Robin is a character, like I said, I really find fascinating. And obviously, I think you revved up a notch this year. And you always seem to have your empowerment. It's something where, as men, we look at what is our own lives, we look at cinema or programming, we say, wow, it's a guy that controls a situation. He making sure that anything he do is about them. And you're playing that role as a female, which I think probably can make some people uncomfortable. Talk about that role. I know we spoke about it when you was here before. You said that's not really who Nicolette is, but the role you play is, people might have other words that they might use that are a little derogatory. I think it's more empowering. Your thoughts?
Robin, first of all, thank you, Scylla, for creating such a great character, and you and Carr making Robin more complex in season 2. I'm really appreciative of that and where the story goes. I'm not going, let anything out. But with Robin, I know people like Robin, so I feel like that's where I also stemmed from as well. Women that do feel powerful in their thoughts and their moves, and really don't care about what people think. I think with her meeting someone new might change everything for her. In the way she has her outlook on men and the situation she puts herself in. So, whatever people say about Robin, it's Robin. It's a character.
The reason why I like her character, because she don't care. She's about herself.
She's a boss.
And that's why I like that.
But again,
it's certain things I say I don't.
In society,
the
societal situation, I look at that and go, wait a minute. But again,
she's strong.
But if you look at it from just taking out the organs and just saying this person is doing what she wants to do, you gotta respect that.
Exactly, and it's like you would see that men do that. And you don't see them being called these derogatory names, comments, or anything like that. But when a woman does it, it's like a totally
Well, in
different
society,
thing.
this is how it is. A man can sleep with multiple women, be still called a mister. If a woman does it, she ain't gonna be called a
Mistress.
Or other words that we don't need to say.
And Gabrielle, aka real name Kenesha Green, you're dealing with something that's real.
You was about to say Kiki, right? People do call me Kiki sometimes.
No, I wasn't gonna call you Kiki.
You love
You don't want to do the dance?
But anyway, you're dealing with something, a real traumatic situation that unfortunately women deal with. On the opposite end of being empowered, you're kind of helpless in this situation because, again, I won't say what happened, but you're dealing with something that women deal with on a regular basis, which is unfortunate. Your thoughts on prepping for that role, because that scene you had with Damon was powerful, just from just the words and the fact that, hey, I don't really want you. I'm just here to deal with the situation at hand. Talk about, that particular role, that particular moment, and just that scenario you're playing this role, and how you prep for that, and just how, you look at society and how this just keeps reappearing in our world.
Yeah, I know a lot of different women as well, like what Nicolette was saying, that have been in that situation before. They don't know what to do and things like that. I sort of also got my inspiration from those type of women, and we just try to get through it the best way that we possibly can. And a lot of us have been with men that we don't want to be with.
Right.
It was literally just a one-night stand, and sometimes these things can happen. What are the options that we have, you know? So that's what Gabby is going through right now, trying to figure out what her options are, and she's just in this turmoil. And I hope it can help people out there, to figure out what to do in these type of situations, because sometimes they don't want to be with these type of men.
It's like you battling yourself.
We're battling ourselves. It's like, well, they know I'm pregnant, right?
I don't think rodeo does.
I don't want to give it away. Because I said it in episode 2.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Right.
I'm pregnant, so we're just trying to she's trying to figure out what to do in this situation.
You said, not me. I'm trying to.
Oh, I'm not pregnant.
I'm glad that. Kenesha's not pregnant.
In the show, I'm pregnant, but in real life, I'm not
I pulled the pillow out after cut, and that's what happens.
I'm not pregnant.
So from that standpoint, again, and I'm gonna go back to you, Scylla. When you again, Nicolette's been with the cast from season 1, but when you put women together, and you have also phenomenal other female actresses in this storyline, but when you put these characters together, is there a thought process behind? Hey, listen, this is what I foresee. Like obviously, Nicolette, somebody you knew from other castings, and this is completely not her life. This is just a character. Is it something you go, I think you can do this, or is it something where you just say, hey, listen, I think you might want to be opposite, or do you try to find something that you think that person really is that fits the character role?
Absolutely. Well, I feel like with our awesome actors, they're just so talented when they come in. So I don't necessarily cast for who I think they are, but who, like, whatever character that I think they can really speak to and make it powerful and make me feel something when they're reading the sides. That really was what helps with the casting. And they're dope.
It has to be hard when you putting on a show or a series, because now you have a large cast. People got to come on time when you audition and be in front of the camera. Is that hard when you say, okay, we got to be certain place, certain time to put on this scene? Is it hard to get the people to come at that certain time?
Of course, absolutely. It's
I know
always
everybody ain't got to watch, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a struggle, but it's something that you're understanding when you're doing it independently, and people are doing you favors, people are supporting you. You're just happy when they come.
Without question. Without question.
Now, with the shows itself, how many times do you have to actually go through a take?
The take? Well, for season 2, like, if the actors get it in like the first 2 to 3 takes, we're gonna move on. Because a lot of times the time is very tight. We don't have time to go through like 20 different takes. But if it's a very, very important scene and there's like a certain type of emotion that I really want to get, there was like a scene with Robin and Alyssa where they were fighting, and the 2 actors are really good friends. So that scene, I was like, hey guys, we're not friends. We need to get into like the characters.
Character mode.
And when they did, like, that scene was very, very powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously, I know we had.
Were they friends after the fight?
They still were.
certain things you said when you was in that mode, I just disagree.
It was a little nasty. That
this
scene.
way, one is here and one isn't, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Wait, what?
No, I'm joking. We're not recording no stripes on your set. It's like the jigaboos and the wannabes. It's not spite.
Absolutely not.
That's another question. Obviously, we're here today. Situationship Takeover on Nafty Lounge, and I know you got a good family environment. We heard that in the last segment, but has it been situations where hey, listen, I'm a director. You just got to listen to what I say. Like, as actors, you don't have to mention no names, but where they really try to fight your dictation of what your vision of this platform is?
I wouldn't say that at all.
Okay.
Not for season 2, not even for season 1. Like, it's a very collaborative team, and I think with season 2, I was really just trying to be trusting with people's talents, trusting that they would shine through, and it made a lot of good vibes. Definitely.
Now, with your characters that you're playing, do you find yourself into those characters as well? Do you find certain things about those characters within yourselves?
Like with Gabby, she's very about her business. She wants to take care of stuff, and that's me. However, I don't go around doing one-night stands, so I don't.
No.
That's the difference between us.
That's not Kenesha, that's Gabby.
Because she said they're very enforceable.
That's like a
I'm just saying.
sidebar,
What happened was she did that.
Yeah, no doubt. But we're gonna keep you guys around. I know we talked about situations, but we're gonna have some fun with you guys. We're gonna stick around for our new segment. Real quick before we go there, Nicolette, congratulations on Mistake.
Thank
Again,
you.
I was a big fan of that as well. I know you was a part of that. You guys came to Nafty for that, but that was another show that I was kind of like must see, binge watch. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
On that season. We're gonna take a quick break. It's a Situation Takeover. It's Nafty Lounge live on the Saturday. Come on back. We're back on the ride, Nafty Lounge, still with the Situationships Takeover. I'm still joined by the ladies of Situationships, and I'm gonna have you guys in our new segment. Well, normally it's Stephanie Pearl, but Stephanie's not here, and I'm gonna take over today. News presented by Stephanie Pearl. And our sponsor for news is our new network, Rewind TV. Catch the new Non-Free Lounge show in Pennsylvania, broadcasting to the world on Rewind TV. Check Rewind on Facebook and their website, rewind.com, for more information. Rewind TV from Pennsylvania to the world. So cable, here we come in PA. So it's news time. So before I go to news, I just don't want to insult anybody. You guys are comfortable talking about current events. She's looking at me like, man, I'm gonna kill this man here.
What we about to talk about?
Is that the character or that's the real?
That's the real person. But I want to start, and you guys might have came in when we was talking about it. I want to start obviously with Kanye West. T.I. rips into Kanye West over meeting with Trump. Obviously, Kanye's getting a lot of heat from the entertainment community, people he's worked with, Jay-Z, many other actors and actresses and artists are really coming out against Kanye's visit. You ladies are in entertainment, all three of you guys are actresses. Your thoughts on this meeting at the White House?
It's absurd.
Do I have thoughts
Right.
to give towards this?
It's
Keep it clean now.
it's disrespectful.
Right.
To the culture. It's disrespectful to himself. He
Yeah.
should feel
What,
like
no, man, was it
He's gone.
disrespectful? Like you said, the culture. Was it disrespectful because he was up there saying what he was saying, or just disrespectful because he was just sitting there?
everything.
Okay.
Everything
Right.
from the beginning, even when he wanted his album to drop, earlier this year, April, May,
Right.
and people still supported him. Oh, it's Kanye, he gonna be all right. No, everything he's doing is also a ploy, and so I ain't even gonna get started
I hear you.
because it's about to get real.
That's fine. That's real.
Well,
Okay.
I may have an unpopular opinion,
Please.
but it's just like, why do we care so much why Kanye
Right.
is choosing to side with Trump? Why? When did he become the voice of
Right.
black people?
Right.
And we
Crazy.
can't dictate how people are gonna feel, what they choose, because then everybody's supposed to be mad at everybody because we don't like what each other choose. So let him choose to like Trump, and we're gonna still be all right.
Right.
We're gonna still do what we have to do for the community. If he doesn't want to be here, then he don't have to be
Cause
here.
that's what I said earlier. I mean, he's just up there talking for himself. I mean,
Right.
black
Absolutely.
people, we
That's what
all
I think.
individually could talk for ourselves,
Right.
but that's because he's there at that platform. He only speaking for himself, and maybe a few people that he could find it in what he's going to speak about, what they agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's about agreeing with him, but it's the influence that I think is the bigger problem.
Absolutely, yes.
I
He's
think
so
that's what it is.
idolized,
Yeah.
and it's just like people say, people need to understand we are a black person. I'm a black person.
Right.
We are not a black people.
Right.
So it's like he is not the voice
Right.
at all.
Right.
But he's so idolized. People look up to him. People are influenced by him, inspired, and to see that is very heartbreaking. Like, I love Kanye, but I was like, oh, what is that?
That's
what are we
true
doing
too, but
right
we
now?
also have other influential people
Absolutely.
that we can all look up
absolutely,
to besides
absolutely.
Kanye.
And I feel like people are definitely trying to get him back
That's true
to
too.
him, but there's a lot going on.
Maybe this is him.
He
I
wasn't
mean-
like this during George Bush era, all that stuff. So what happened?
True.
Now, do you think that that some people are mostly upset with him due to the fact that other people may think that he represents his nationalities? Do you think in that type of way? Because if he's going up there talking like this, all those other people that's in with the MAGA hats and everything
Right,
else
right.
might be looking at him and saying, well, these are how black people really are. And then they said, we knew they was always like that. And then, he's like a representation of us to them. Now, do you think in that type of fashion too, or not really much?
Nah, because there's other people like Jay-Z
There's-
who's the
There's
opposite of
other,
Kanye.
yeah, it's just, it looks crazy with him up there.
We just
Yeah, I know.
we love the old Kanye.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
I think what
He
you're
looks
seeing
crazy
now,
up there.
personally, in my opinion, you're seeing the real Kanye. The cream always
Yeah.
rises to the top.
Yeah, yeah.
And while he might have not been that when he made the George Bush comment, he also wasn't the iconic figure that he was then, what he is now. I think what you're seeing, again, like I mentioned earlier, if somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Stop making excuses for somebody. I'm telling you, this is who I am. You can't make excuses for that.
Basically, Kanye is Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks.
Yeah.
No, he's Steven from Django.
I seen that too. I think what really makes people mad is that the way he acted like he was his little bitch, or like he was his long lost daddy. Daddy, let me get a picture.
He
and
said
everything.
that, like a father figure. He said, again, if somebody's telling you something, believe him at face value. Let's move on.
That's what pissed people off.
Listen.
Let's move on. We can talk about that all day. Amari Hardwick's in the news. Amari Hardwick defends his response to a picture-seeking fan. Power star Amari Hardwick is defending himself against the fan's accusations that he yelled at her and played her shady as hell when she approached him and asked for a picture while he was with his wife and kids. Now, you guys, and we mentioned this with Carr in the first segment with you guys about celebrity and fame. And while, yes, you know, today's BET, tomorrow can be motion pictures. Your thoughts on dealing with the public and having that balance between fan and fanatic? Because remember, fan is short for fanatic.
I'll let them answer first. I got something to say.
Nobody's coming near you anyway.
That's why I'm in the corner.
I'll start with you, Sella.
Okay, so the question is like dealing with fans?
Just, yeah, the fine line. Like, you know, again, as...
He yelled at her?
I'm sorry?
Omari yelled at her?
Yeah, he had a problem with it.
Well,
because,
what did the fan do?
Well, she was just, you know, just not being so nice, and he's with his family. Didn't really
Maybe she was taking pictures of him and his family.
He didn't want to deal with it at the time. He's human. He was with his wife and kids. So, you know, my question to you is, and to the rest of the team, is just how you straggle that fine line between fandom and fanatic.
Oh, well, I'd say, like, if the person is being polite or nice, like, I'm always going to be nice when meeting people. But if someone's being crazy
or disrespectful,
then
that's a whole different subject.
Correct. Then that's a whole other story.
Right.
I
mean, like, Kanisha, for instance, you know, you're out and listen, you're human. You're at a restaurant, maybe you're enjoying the meal. I mean, you don't want nobody taking a picture of you. Are you wrong to say, listen?
Or maybe she eating with her hands and want nobody to see her eating with her hands or picture. You know?
Well, I'm sort of unfiltered, so I really don't care if people see me. I'm Jamaican, and I chew bones, so I don't care.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind as long as they're being respectful,
Right.
like Scylla said, and respecting my personal space.
Correct.
If you want to zoom up that camera and take a picture, fine. But then again, it's like, I have to also remember, I did sign up for this. It comes with the territory.
Exactly.
It's been like this for decades,
Right.
so I can't fight everybody. So
Well said.
just don't disrespect me and the
Nicolette?
cast, you know?
Yeah, piggybacking on both of them. Just as long as it's respectful, and there's a place and time for everything as well. So, yeah.
I think it's a time and place for everything. If you if you're with your family, I can understand if somebody comes up to you, like, okay, I get a picture. You're like, well, listen, you could say this is not the time right now. I'm with my family. Or maybe him and his wife could have had maybe a disagreement, and the person came. See, you don't know what's going on.
The sad part about it is
know
that
about what he said to you.
Right, but the sad part about it is, you know, you might take 1,000,000 pictures and shake 1,000,000 hands. The one picture in one hand you don't shake. Now you become a a-hole, and now you go to social media, and then you see this person here,
spaz
and
out.
it could just been one situation where, again, you're human. Maybe you had a cold and didn't want to shake anybody's hand.
I know you wouldn't shake their hand.
No, I wouldn't unless I had my hand sanitizer. But the reality is just that it's unfortunate because people are still human. And it doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, and it bothers me when as an adult. I have as a 7-year-old kid, I dig it. 25, 30-year-old man, come on.
Just to get your likes up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we live in a bad world. You ladies are football fans? Soccer, maybe? Let's come on for any sport. Basketball?
Not even.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm telling a story anyway. Philadelphia Fox 29 Philadelphia reporter Gary Cobb, a former player, may have ruffled a few feathers with his suggestion for the Philadelphia Eagles football team. It seems that Gary says the Philadelphia Eagles should abstain from sex throughout the season. Now
he must ain't getting none.
He's not playing anymore.
Exactly.
I'm going to go first backstage because you're an Eagle fan. Do you think your team would play better if they just held the whistle in their pants?
That's crazy.
What?
No.
But they do tell athletes, like boxers don't have sex.
Yeah, but boxers don't play 16 games.
That's before the fight.
Yeah.
But this right here, because what's the name tried to do that? Chip Kelly tried to do that to them, and you see where he's at now. So it's not one of those things that's going to happen. You got to let the person be who they are.
Nicolette, if Sella told you not to abstain from sex before doing a scene, would you listen?
What?
Does it go with the character?
This character needs not to have. You need to be
You
focused
need
on this
you need
role.
to come in angry.
Don't have any personal relations with anybody before you do our scene.
That's
crazy.
That's like her telling her cast, don't have sex while we doing this season. Come on.
Well, that's
Only
what
if it
this guy
pertains
said
to
about the
character.
evil place. I'm trying
That'll
to
make
give
more
it the
sense.
You're
analogy.
talking about because of the intimate scenes that happen. Is
Or
that
just
what you're referring to?
like this guy saying this, it tears your focus away, and it
Makes you weak.
No, not so much weak, but in
No?
your case, it wouldn't be weak; it'd be more focused. But I'm just saying, could somebody tell you how to live your life? Maybe not even say, maybe not to eat pork during the season because it might be bad for your skin. I don't know. But would you follow that?
These are very weird requests.
I know they are weird. I'm supposed to make you uncomfortable.
But like with acting, like when you do have intimate scene, whether it be a sex scene or it's just like a make-out scene
Right.
or aggressive, you're supposed to focus on something else because it's acting. You know what I mean? Even though you are in this scene with this other person, you kind of have to put your mind on something else because, like we all said, we are human.
Can it be a scene when you have two people kiss and they could cut and they just still keep kissing?
Hopefully not.
That's why you will not be on the show.
This is not vivid pictures, rodeo.
I'm just asking to cut.
Being moment to moment is very important, but like as actors, we deal with a lot of people, so
Right.
it's like you got, especially if you have a significant other, you gotta like be like, all right, this was fun, gotta go. Like your
I'm not
focus
saying
has to be
anything.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
What about you, Kanisha? Your thoughts on just like, and again, let's take it out because y'all uncomfortable with that analogy.
You see the look she's
I'm
giving
on-
me,
I'm
right?
on-
But just
No,
as
I'm
somebody
good.
telling you about, what not to do in your personal life, whether it's on set or other business endeavors you have, are you comfortable with being dictated what to do with your personal life?
Well, no, but if it pertains to the character in any way, shape, or form, then that's the only way that I would listen and do it.
So, like, for instance, you had a character that said you had to be like 80 pounds and you had to not, eat no carbs and strict diet, or shave your head, for a role.
Look, I'm still trying to get my hair to grow, so I ain't shaving my
I
head.
ain't got that problem.
Gotta
I'm
get
just
that
saying.
natural,
That Weller look, you look good there. But I'm just saying, would that be different? It was like for the role, would those scenarios be different?
I mean, like, I'm an actress,
Yes.
and I like to consider myself a very serious actress. And if that role presents itself, depending on, like health reasons and things like that, I would do it. I don't know if I'm gonna shave my head, but I would probably lose the weight for that role. But then again, it's like iffy, you can't be fluctuating so much with your weight. How healthy?
So you would. So if that opportunity happened because of health concerns, maybe you wouldn't take that role, or would you
Depends on
say?
how much they're paying me on top of that.
There you go. Well said. As
It has
a capitalist.
It has been actors like 50
I was
did
about to say,
that.
yeah,
and,
like,
So now they
then
can
it was
show
the
that.
rumor
Yeah.
that he was
Right.
sick.
Even Heath
you know,
Ledger, he died.
Matthew
playing his damn
McConaughey,
role.
you know,
Right.
yeah.
Method,
So
method.
that's what
Yeah.
you do that means you really take this
Yeah.
your job seriously.
Daniel
Because a lot of
Day-Lewis
people
does
can
that.
say
Oh,
that.
Yeah, 100%. Even like, honestly, it goes down not just to the directors, but your agents and managers. They will tell you like, nah, you got to change something, like,
Yeah.
or you got to gain this, or you got to lose this. Like, it's scary. Image is everything.
Staying with that,
Yeah.
you just mentioned about agents. Now, of course, in any business or any profession, there's people who profit off your talents. Do you have a problem with an agent or a backer saying you have to do something because it affects their livelihood as much as your own?
You're supposed to have your best
Go ahead.
interest.
Well, in this case,
I
maybe
feel
not.
like, I feel like for me, I'm represented by a black talent agency, so I feel like that.
So if it's a black talent, they don't mean they always have your back.
I'm not saying that because they're black, they'll have your back, but
Okay, I got
I
you.
feel like it's very different in the industry that is highly underrepresented, like
Right.
people of color. I think it's amazing to have people there who do have your best interest in mind. And so I feel like with them, it's more like a really good partnership, like we're building together rather than I feel like I'm being taken from. I feel very supported, at least for me.
Anybody else want to chime in there? Because we had Christine De La Rosa from Blackish and from the Zane movies last year on the show. And I asked about the Zane character where she played, a lot of sexual orientation in the Zane Jane's series. And she said she wouldn't do that in 2018 because she just felt like she had evolved from doing that. But yet there were people who, they wanted, I guess, do a second season that was supporting her backers or agents or whatever. You got to do this again. You got to do this again. And she wouldn't do it. So it was ruffled feathers. She just went and got new representation. So I guess sometimes it's good to have people that have your best interest at heart because you might have a vision of your acting ability or just you don't want to be typecast.
Yep, and pigeonholed.
Yeah, there you go.
You can get pigeonholed
Definitely.
very quickly, and if you keep repeating the same character, that's why I also like.
You're typecast.
Exactly, you're typecast, and with my agency, like I'm very straightforward with them. They're very straightforward with me. I'll tell them, no, this doesn't go with the brand that I'm trying to have right now, and we have a very open relationship. It's like dating. It's like. First, okay, we're holding hands, and now, okay, maybe we're like dating now. Oh, we're going steady. Like it's like it's like dating. That's what they say when your agent is with.
I feel that this as you go in life, you pose that at times you outgrow things. So if you did something 10 years ago, it may not be a fit to do it 10 years later.
Absolutely.
And that's just in life, acting, anything.
Yeah.
Just like, for instance, you see Carlton, and he's on, I think, America's Home Video.
Oh,
and I
doing
still,
the Carlton,
I mean,
man.
Founds of a Barrel, I'm doing it. And I still see Carlton, like even some of the things Will does, I still see Will, and I try to look at the person, as being an adult and somebody who know what I'm looking at. It's just sometimes you get fixated with those characters and right, wrong, and different. We'll continue on. We're talking about news, but I wanted to jump in there since I have 3 actresses here. This one might get a little. Spell thespian, Rosio. Why don't you spell it?
Thespian.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's Des.
Oh, thespian?
Just say actresses, okay?
My bad. That's why I'm on the end. I'm sorry.
Just say ladies. How about that?
Okay.
Women. How about that? Black women. What about that one? Let's go on. We're talking news. This might get people a little bit upset who listen to this show live because it's about food. But a museum dedicated to disgusting food is now opening in Sweden. From one of the world's smelliest fruits to 3 penis wine. A new museum in Sweden promises to showcase 80 of the world's most disgusting foods. Would you go to a museum with disgusting foods?
No.
To look
Especially
at
that next word.
To look at, I guess it's crazy. It's 80 of the most disgusting foods in the world will be displayed in a museum now in Sweden. What about you, Nicolette? How about they did a commercial one to hire you guys as an actress?
No.
Well, Kenesha said if the money's right.
I was gonna say how much they pay.
What about you
I got
backstage?
bills.
I'll go to look, but taste now.
They didn't say taste. They just said look. It might make you sick if it's disgusting.
They wouldn't let me in.
You gotta be careful with certain commercials. You gotta think about even Pepsi when they did it with what's her name, the model, Kendall Jenner, and all them people. I know they felt crazy.
Yeah. Well,
What? I would have read that. She's doing what? No, absolutely not. It's your brand.
Yeah.
The amount of money like you're building, like. I know money is so lucrative and we need it, and as artists, it's rare we get paid.
Right.
So, but like things like that, like it's scary. It's detrimental.
Just ask Chrisette Michele. When she went to the White House to perform, she did it for the money,
Should've
and
never
after
done
that,
That's
what
it.
happened to
What
her brand?
That never should have happened to her, though. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Please go down.
I mean, look, Kanye is still thriving. Yes, we're mad at him, but he's still thriving.
You think that's because
he's with the Kardashians?
I think it's because he's a man. I'm
Right.
sorry, it's because he's a man. She sang for him, and they totally just canceled her.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not right. It goes back to why do we care about what people choose? We can't be mad at everybody for choosing something that we don't like.
I agree with you on that. And again, I tell people all the time, we get very political on this show, especially now coming to a midterm election. And I tell people all the time, I think America, especially Black America, got numb when Obama became president. The same people who voted for Obama didn't know his policy. They just knew it was a Black man running for president. Same people that voted for Obama don't know who their congressman is or don't know who their senator is, which is scary. And the reason why people are hollering about Kavanaugh, well, Trump just nominates you. He don't vote you in. It's the Senate. So if you was more woke on who's your local politicians are, people who affect your schools, affect your roads, affect the local crime in your area, affect what happens community-wise, then you wouldn't have to worry about Kavanaugh and right-wing justices, because you would have that. And I don't necessarily believe, and we had this discussion all the time, I have an issue with Democrat and Republican. I've become independent because Democrats, in my opinion, are not just as bad as the Republicans. It's just that it's like Bloods and Crips. The sense, you got don't matter who it is, Democrats are blue and the Republicans are red. So what's the Bloods and Crips? Same thing. So to me, my mindset is that it's just pick your side. There's always going to be somebody who's going to object that. And that's the sad part about politics, is that we need a new order. And nobody wants to do it because they're too financially invested.
See, but that's why I come out and say myself, when we always have those same conversations, is that you need to be that person. If you're going to go in, the new person that's going to come in, if you already think about that with them already, they're already doomed. Right. Now, if they come in and they're the ones who's going to make that change, then you got to go with them and then try to work with them to make that change. But if you already come with the mindset that they're crooked, they're no good, then you already killed them off the bat.
I give you a case in point. I know you're not comfortable with this, but anyway, Bob Menendez in New Jersey, right? Bob Menendez is a convicted felon, but he's also a Democrat, and he's rerunning for election, and he's telling people, well, vote for me because I'm a Democrat. He has no other credibility because he was corrupt. He supported doctors that took insurance to take phony operations. Like they told Rodeo he needed a brain surgery, he really didn't need it, and he did it anyway just to get the insurance money, and this man backed that. He got convicted of it, but he's running for re-election because he's a Democrat. But does that make that right or wrong?
No, that's the same thing with the Republicans do the same thing. But I'm just saying.
Of course,
but the whole thing is, what about Ocasio? She's coming in new, and she's a person that's trying to bring something new.
But would it matter if Ocasio was a Democrat or Republican?
No, it doesn't really matter. But I'm just saying. But the whole problem is, and that's what I keep on saying, you're gonna have to pick one or the other side. Because no matter what, you can't come in as an independent and stay on the fence. You're going to have to go in, just like how the Tea Party went in and went into the Republicans, and they went and took over the whole thing, and look where they got now.
Well, I'm not picking sides. I'm voting for Kevin. I'm voting for the best.
Well, you can vote for Kevin, but I'm saying, but if you go in and you're going to go into a Democratic part and then take over the party and then make it to the way you want it to be, or the way it should be, that's the way you got to go in. That's to say, you got to go in and conquer and make it to the place that it's supposed to be. If you saying that this person wants health care, this person thinks that everything should be a right for everybody and do the right things, then you got to go into that Democratic Party, take it over, and then make it, and then model it to what it needs to be for the people.
Do you ladies have any thoughts on I know the Kanye piece, so I know there's some passion there, but from a political standpoint, obviously a few weeks away, your thoughts on, and maybe something that you might be even working on with your shows, but any thoughts on the political process and where our country's become divided? Yeah.
I just feel like it's important for us, especially as like young adults, to do more research and figuring out, because I think, at least in the past couple of years, sometimes we've been very like passive. Maybe that's the word. Yeah. So I think, particularly with this next election, even myself, there's more that needs to be done to be very aware of what's going on.
I think now that Trump got in office, I think more people that eyes was closed to politics are now open. So now, this has been going on for years, but I think that we've been so closed-minded, but now it's out there.
And it's the problem. The issue is that Trump would be a toothless dog if he didn't have Congress. These things are only happening because Congress is Republican, and that's why all these things are happening.
Obama's last tweet, but people's eyes are open.
Right, but their eyes should have been open because
it wasn't.
If I'm fixated on what Cardi B is doing and no, not the Cardi, and that's all I'm focused on is love and hip hop and the nonsense, then it's easy for somebody to come slide in and not vote or say like, you know what, I don't feel like waiting on this line, but I'll go wait online and go watch, Tonight Show because Jay-Z is there. We need to realize that as African Americans and people of color that we gotta get our priorities right. When is that gonna happen? We keep saying that. And that's why I keep talking about it, because I'm hoping before I leave this planet one day that it will change, because we need it. Like things like situationships. We bring a lot of shows on here and different things of that nature, but this is real cinema. This is real enjoyment. I come home from a long day from work and I can sit back, plug up this show and enjoy it and get things that maybe I don't necessarily don't agree with, but I can respect because I'm entertained and I'm informed. And that's what we try to do here, entertain and inform. So ladies, I'm gonna thank you.
Thank you.
One more time where they can find Situationships?
Sure, you can find Situationships on BET. Check us out on BET.com/Situationships, on BET's YouTube and Facebook Watch.
Ladies, your social media, where people can reach out to you, maybe. Kanisha, make some money.
Yes, that's
bones.
well, not right now because I'm like
lot of
meatless.
zeros, lot of
I'm
zeros.
meatless right now. I'm like going pretty much vegan really soon.
Oh,
Good for you. I'm trying.
It's actually real easy. I did it like cold
It's
turkey.
hard.
I did it cold turkey. I don't know how.
you're
Why.
still putting meat with it. You did like cold turkey. Turkey is meat.
I did it cold food. Is that better? Cold food.
Well, try that in a few hours.
Because you're thinking about meat sticks. I did cold
It's been
turkey.
2 months.
And 6
3
weeks
months,
when
actually.
everybody's throwing out turkeys and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be a little.
We'll see. I'll see when I get
We'll
there.
pray for you.
Sure you don't want this
Green.
breast?
I'm good. I brought my lettuce, my kale. Miss Green, that's MS_GREEN without the E.
I know. I learned that the hard way.
Green
That
like
was
color.
Scylla's fault. She told me it was me. She put the E.
I don't mean that.
The E is silent.
Hyphenated. And
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Nicolette Ellis.
again, continued success, ladies. It's a great show. We're gonna bring back the fellas
Sure.
for a little fellas talk. You know.
The He-Man Women's Haters Club.
The Cast of Situationships. We keep it going. It's 9 Feet Lounge live on the Saturday. Come on back. We're back on the Rod 9 Feet Lounge live Saturday afternoon. We keep it going. Situations takeover still in effect. I got the fellas here, Carl Logan, Brandon Shaw from the show. What's going on, fellas? Y'all good?
Yeah, man, we're doing good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I didn't know you did comedy, man.
Oh yeah. It's I do stand up from time to time. Me and my boys, we like hit up open mics. I mean, because I'm writing comedy all the time. So
Right.
like maybe like a year or two ago, like people always suggested it, and then I never really like jumped into the fire until one day he had met. He met a guy. Well, I'm originally from Maryland, so he met another comedian from Maryland, and at the time he was hosting his own open mic, so they invited me up one time, and ever since then we me and my boys, we got like a little fake troupe, and we just hit them up. We were supposed to have a comedy show actually in another week, but it got canceled. So we do open mics like 2 Tuesdays of the month in Brooklyn at a Love Story bar. And then there's another one that he has coming up too. So I just been actually writing. I was actually going over some jokes yesterday too. So
Well, it's a shame. It's a shameless plug. But that's why I asked first to start, because 950 Lounge is starting their own comedy events presented by Casa Lounge every other Thursday, starting in November. Date to come. Broadcasting live on Roku and some of our networks, Vapors TV and what have you. So you are more than welcome to come rock out with us. Hosted by Rodeo.
thank you for extending the offer. I'll definitely be there.
Without question.
Definitely.
Again, I want to bring you guys back on, again, actors and black actors.
Just wouldn't be right just to have the women on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, equal rights.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But from a standpoint, from a black actor's perspective, and I talk about it on this mic a lot. I have an issue with Tyler Perry. Not Tyler Perry as an actor. I think he's brilliant and think he does a lot of great things. But I have a problem with the dress thing, and that's going back to Martin, Flip Wilson. My thing is that image, if you're going to get mad at Kanye hugging on Trump, then you got to have a problem with other images as well. I wanted to get you guys' opinion as men, as actors, as black men, your thoughts on certain stereotypes, even though it's under the form of entertainment and creativity. But can that have effect on community and how we look at life in general?
Yeah, that's interesting. I have a lot of feelings in general about, I guess, representation and everything like that. I do think it's very important that we have certain images out there. And I do understand some people's, reservations about, like, when it comes to the dresses or when it comes to, only violent hyper-violent images and everything like that. But I also do think that I think there should just be a fine line as far as, like, what you want to tolerate. Like, I don't think it's the craziest thing for people to, whether it's a dress or whether it's always being like a gangster or something like that.
Right.
I think it's just a matter of what you're doing with that image. You know what I mean? Like if you're telling people that, oh yeah, your only way to get on or your only way to be funny. Because my issue with the whole dressing as women thing,
Right.
my main issue with that is what you're really trying to say with that. And basically what you're doing is you're making fun of black women.
Right.
That's my only thing with it, because at the end of the day, it's like, you've never seen a woman dress up like a guy to have to be funny, whatever. But when a guy dresses up like a woman, it's in a way where it's like, all right, it's not that I have to look like a girl to be funny. It's I have to make fun of women in order to be funny. And that's really what it all comes down to, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna be loud, a character. Like you see all the Instagram comedians wearing like the wigs and the makeup, and it's the same jokes. Like, oh, I'm ratchet, I'm this and that. So I feel like it's like a catch-22 with that. Like, not only are you looking ridiculous, but you're kind of also, you know, making fun of black women when you're doing stuff like that
You
too.
make a mockery of black women.
Yeah, you know, that's like, I think that's my main issue with it in general.
So the thing is that, like with Tyler Perry said he only portrayed Medea because he was thinking about his grandmother, because his grandmother, that's how she acted. He said he couldn't find nobody that can act like his grandmother, so he decided.
Well, I don't mean, it's not just Tyler. I mean, again, it just seems
Yeah,
that
but he's the most
right.
famous.
There's Jamie Foxx.
Because it's been going on forever. Like,
That was skits.
But here's the thing, though, is people like to go ahead and cut, you know, get passes for that too. At the end of the day, I feel like it's the same thing, regardless.
See, now, we always have this discussion, and I always get back at him on it. And I'm like saying, I can understand that, but then the thing is, do you get upset if you see somebody like Tom Hanks or even what's his name, Robin Williams,
No, I agree.
all of them that
This is
did all
Doubtfire,
this
all
stuff
those.
like that. I'm saying, so they all did those things. I'm saying, because we had another person that was up here, it was an actor last time, that said that if it was an acting role, it's an acting role. It's not,
that's what I'm saying.
it's
It's
not
acting,
like you're
you
really
know?
portraying that person, that's who you are and what you're trying to put an image out. If it's an acting role, depending on what the role is, that's what it is. Just like even the Wayans brothers when they did White Chicks, you know,
Yeah,
so it's just like
exactly,
one of those
exactly.
things.
Right.
It's just not like, I'm not sitting there saying that I'm mad at them because of they did it.
Right.
It's just like, if you're doing it as I understand where you're coming from with the comedy thing. If they're doing it, making fun of a certain person in that way, disrespectfully, then it's a different story.
Okay, Ty. Yeah,
Well, I was going to say that don't forget the movie with Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and John
Oh,
Leguizamo.
Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm saying, it's like, it's always been done out there. It's always been around, different things. But it's just like I said, if it's an acting role, it's an acting
Exactly,
role.
exactly.
It's not like that. It's the person who's really trying to go out there to represent. If you're looking at it, personally to me, if you're looking at it, that you're looking at it as it's representing your race, then it's going to the same thing that you just said about Kanye.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the same thing. It's just that that's just a person
just
doing
the
a
role.
role.
Right.
And that's
But my thing is, and again, I come from a marketing background. If I'm advertising, I'm promoting this film to a certain audience and a certain demographic that I know I want to come out to the theater and support.
And I get that completely.
So now if I'm focusing at this to young boys 9 to 17, but yet I'm walking around with a dress and showing that femininity, and I'm not saying it's nothing. People, listen, whoever you are, you are. But if I'm focusing that marketing ability to that audience. It's not so right.
It's no, and I get that completely.
Right.
That's why I said that's what I meant by there needs to be a line as far as like a line. One, there's acting. You should be able to do whatever when it comes to acting as well.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I do get, if you think that is the only way to portray or show off, like, oh, I'm not putting this guy on this image because he's not wearing a dress,
Right.
or I'm not putting this guy on this poster because he's not doing that.
Right.
Then I feel like that's where the issue lies. I feel like, and then one thing is we as black people too as well. And there's nothing wrong with it, but we as black people, we really want to see our best selves on TV.
Yes.
And a lot of people have different opinions on what our best selves are.
That's true.
So we as men especially, we don't think, and you know, it could come from a society type thing, how we were raised or this and that. We don't mean any harm with it sometimes, whatever, but us people, the people that will take an issue with, okay, maybe the dresses or whatever, this and that, they particularly just don't think that is their best selves. There are people that see that that's their best selves or whatever. So it's like, again, just finding the fine line. I think everybody needs to come together and understand that,
Right.
like, just understand where the person is coming from when it comes to doing those type of things, and not automatically come out the gate swinging like, oh, that's trying to kind of like, you know, mess
Right.
us up or whatever, you know.
As keepers of the gate, somebody who's actually writing, not just situationships, other things and comedy. Do you and obviously Brandon, you're doing acting in different roles. Do you feel a responsibility, or do you feel pressure? Is probably the better word. That hey, listen, I can't do that, or I can't write that. is it pressure, or do you try to eliminate the pressure? That, you know what, I'm just an artist. I'm just somebody. I'm a Picasso. I'm just drawing images for people to, whether you get with it or you don't. Do you feel that pressure?
Yeah, there's definitely, like, I don't feel the pressure, but there is a pressure for that. You know, I go around asking a lot of my writer friends or filmmaker friends as well too, all the black ones right now, because if you look at all the movies that are coming out right now that have black people leading them, yeah, these stories do need to be told, and I think they're a great thing and a great opportunity for people. But when you look at the stuff that's coming out, like we got The Hate U Give coming out.
Right.
We got a lot of other movies in that, what was it, of Monsters and Men or something that just came out? Like you got a lot of movies that are following that same thing, and that's where it's like, it kind of gives you the idea that black people are only profitable when it comes to pain. And that is where I see a lot of people like me in my field when they're coming up with stuff like that. I ask them themselves, like, do y'all feel like y'all story's not gonna get no attention if it's not about a police brutality thing or this and that? And they will tell me, yeah, like I feel that way. Like one of my homeboys hit me up one time, was like, oh yeah, you should write this Black Lives Matter story. And it's like, I really don't care to write that right now. Right. And it's not like I don't care about it. It's like, that's just not the story that I want to tell. I do think that those stories are important, and I think that the people that want to tell the story should go ahead and tell them or whatever. But I don't let that pressure affect my writing, because it's like, I've been writing since I was like 8. I have a ton of other stories. Like all this stuff has been in my face for years, but I've never, like the stuff that inspired me were, you know, I've been inspired about like the Harlem Renaissance when I was a kid to write or whatever, stuff like that. But I didn't take that as a thing where it's like, I need to show, you know, us spitting in the face of adversity. I don't need to do that. I feel like everybody else is doing that already too. So. What
about you, Brandon? Is it a role out there that, you know, you would not take because of just the image it portrays, or because you're an actor and that's your profession? Hey, you know what? This is a job.
You know, I never really thought about it, but with my agents, I've always particularly told them that I don't want to do any thug roles unless it's something meaningful.
Right.
So that's where I kind of draw the line.
So you wouldn't want to do nothing in Power, because
I was in Power.
Meanwhile,
I
was in Power. I played the process server, and everyone kept telling me I look like Amari Harper.
You look like that. We should be Ghost and Kanan for Halloween, probably.
No, we doing the Eric Benet story.
But you know what you mentioned, I know, let you finish, you mentioned Power. But Power, even though there's a negative in
but it's a storyline.
But there also is power involved with the characters. There's empowerment with the characters. It might not necessarily be the way regular people live, but this is not regular people.
There's a depth in the story that we haven't seen in a while since, I would say, The Wire. Really.
I agree, yeah.
And so it's nice to see. I would feel that Power and Empire were both the starts of this black renaissance when it came into writing. Because I'm also a writer myself. And that right there, I was like, okay, we're starting to come back. We're starting to see different narratives for African Americans.
And you know, one thing I'm hating is that why the people that if you like Power, you like Power. Like Empire, you like Empire. Why are they trying to clash the two together? Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. That's what's wrong, I think, at times with us as black people. Yeah. We should enhance each other. To worry about, oh, well, I'm with him, I ain't with her. Oh, I'm with her, I ain't with him. It's two different shows.
You might want to blame 50 for that, though. You might want to blame 50 for that. 50 was the one that was going at next.
50 and
Lee.
And what's
Lee Daniels?
The lead.
Oh, you're talking
Lucid.
Yeah.
They good.
Terrence Howard. Yeah,
you know, they were good. I thought they were good friends.
Well, you know what? I think it comes down to the crab in the barrel mentality. Because you don't see that happening with The Good Doctor and Grey's Anatomy.
Exactly.
They're promoting each other.
It's like with one black show is on, it's like another one come on, the other one, oh, well, don't watch them, you know, watch us. It's like,
that's where I also go with saying that, like, we also, it comes from us wanting to see, like, our best selves or this and that when it comes to it. So when there's one show that people agree with and there's one that they don't agree with, then that's when they put them against each other. Like with Insecure popping or whatever. Like, you know, I'm always on social media and I see people, like, if you look at the numbers, like, I think the 62% of the viewers aren't African American for Insecure.
It's true.
So like the bulk of the people watching ain't us. Right. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing or anything too, whatever. But when I hear comments from other people too, they go hard on Insecure about like, oh, why is Issa doing this? Why don't she got this, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, let's appreciate a storytelling thing. But we as black people, when we see black people on a thing, we say, no, I got to see that person win from out the gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of like...
Yeah, and also I believe that we adapt to what we are going through. Like Shy, that comes on Showtime. You will see more black watching that because they could identify about the community, what's going on. You know, it's not just the violence, but it's everything. You can identify it.
So now what about, because this is me just wanted to take it out to a different realm. Now, what did you think about when you saw movies like the Black Panther and how they represented the black nation of Wakanda? Wakanda.
I think I went to the school. You sound like Kevin now. You don't need to be sitting. You need to be sitting back over here now.
But what did y'all think about that type of?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, just to see us get a superhero movie and it be a majority black cast was amazing.
Right.
I enjoy Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman, Ryan Coogler. I think they do amazing work. Personally, for me, the story wasn't as great as I've seen other Marvel movies personally. To me, it was kind of more Disney-esque. It was to me, it was like The Lion King for black folks. You know what I mean? And I felt...
I thought The Lion King was for black folks.
Just the helmet thing.
No, I get you.
You know, I mean, if you think about it,
It was Disney. That made it so, yeah.
Simba was meant to be.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I mean, now Simba is Donald Glover, but that's another story unto itself.
We got to come back for that one.
But I feel personally, you know, you saw the Iron Man movie, which started off the whole entire Marvel Studios, and then you see Black Panther. Don't get me wrong, the aesthetics were amazing, but it's just like,
I think with that one, it's because also the type of stories that they had to tell. Because, like with Iron Man, that story wasn't personal to anybody in there. But Black Panther was a very personal story to Ryan Coogler. If you tell, like in my personal opinion, he was kind of like, I don't want to say projecting through that movie, but he was definitely trying to actually tell like the whole African diaspora type.
Which I respect. Yeah. But it's just like, give me more fight scenes, man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What you mean? T'Challa got his ass whooped?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Luke Cage more than I like the Black Panther.
I know. I like Luke Cage.
Bushmaster was enjoyable.
Bushmaster. Luke Cage. I mess with Luke Cage. I mess with Luke Cage, but it has its issues to me in where, like, I feel like I get it. Like, you know, he's being real, you know, passive as well and everything. But I do kind of want to, like, me personally, like, Luke Cage isn't one of my favorite Marvel TV shows out there. It's a good one, though, but at times it falls, it loses me sometimes, whatever, because he focuses too much on respectability politics through certain, like, episodes sometimes, which is cool, I get it, but it's like, I kind of want to see him just smashing stuff. I kind of want to see him, you know, walking around, you know, like being a superhero. But I get it, he's more a superhero to
Did you see the beginning of Black Lightning that came on?
I didn't see the new season, but I watched the first season.
Yeah.
And what I think Black Lightning kind of gets right where I feel like Luke Cage like misses on or whatever, because Black Lightning comes out the gate swinging more than Luke Cage does, and that one's a little bit more family oriented too, whatever. Because I think the difference between, to be fair, Black Lightning story wise, he's been in the game for a long time and he's come out of retirement. Luke Cage is new to it altogether. So you know, there's
the beginning of Luke Cage, he didn't want nobody to know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he didn't want nobody to, but I feel like now
he was forced to.
And I feel like now he's kind of like really step into that light now too. With the way season 2 ended, I think maybe we'll probably get that. That
exactly.
You know,
I don't even know what happened to his brother. You know, his brother.
Oh yeah, Diamondback.
Yeah, then all of a sudden.
He
ain't seen him.
And that's when they lost me, when they brought Diamondback in.
Season 1.
It's all about, because it's all playing off the Marvel cinema. So if you ever watched any of the old Marvel, if you ever looked at the old Marvel comic books and stuff like that, you'll see all those characters coming in, because it's all coming into the MCU. So if you see, this is like the 4th phase of the MCU coming through. So they now starting to look for more actors and more people to play other characters that they're trying to bring out, especially when they did that last Infinity Gauntlet movie. Now they're going to try to bring out other stuff.
Cottonmouth.
So they're gonna be doing
They shouldn't have got rid of
Cottonmouth was dope.
That's what
But
awesome.
Cottonmouth was
These parts-
he was just a drug dealer. He had no powers. You know
No,
what I'm
but-
saying?
that's
But
what
I
they
think
make
that
up
would have
for.
been so much more entertaining to see a man with no powers take down the strongest man in Harlem.
No,
That
true.
would have been.
But I think I just gave you guys a new role to write on. Y'all can start working on that tonight. Bring Cottonmouth back to life.
Hey man,
That's why his cousin
Miranda,
Woodard,
Stokely.
they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of a sudden want to be whatever.
Yeah, she
But
come
they,
out the
I think they
gate,
killed her off.
No, she's still-
season two.
No, she's done, bro. Oh,
Yeah.
She didn't die season 2, did she?
Yeah, they killed. Yeah,
No, I didn't watch season 2. She's still.
Oh
wait.
wait,
the daughter
they killed her.
Oh yeah, in the fire. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, Card no, Theo don't know.
I forgot she did die in the fire. I was breezing past that.
Well,
season.
fellas, I want to thank you guys again for coming up today.
thank you, man.
Situationships
Thank you.
Takeover. I'm a big fan. One more time, Carl, where can people find Situationships?
Yeah, man, you go ahead and find Situationships on BET, YouTube, and Facebook. Watch Situationship NY is the is the @ on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me on all platforms, Carl Logan, KarLogan.
And you can find me as well on Situationships this season, and my not my hashtags, my Instagram and my Twitters
You already started Eric Benet's story.
is Brandon J. Shaw and the number 11.
Good.
Yeah, obviously the next new episode comes out what day?
This Wednesday, new episode this Wednesday. I'm not sure what day that is. It's a Wednesday.
I will be looking.
Look away, because you saw how it ended, so you want to see how
Theo, and even what's going on with Ty. Ty saw something he didn't like.
That's the 17th. Wednesday.
That's it. Thank you. So new
I'm
episode
glad
the
he didn't
17th.
take a role that some dudes would take and go, what the? Yeah. He just, but again, I want everybody to go watch Situationships. It's a really good show. Obviously, again, they're here, but bigger than that, it's just good viewing pleasure.
Thank you,
enjoying
thank
it,
you.
no doubt. You guys do
Thank you,
great
man.
work.
You've always been a
Again,
good
no
guy.
doubt. Carl Logan, Brandon Short, thanks again, fellas.
Yo, can I get it in the morning? Every Saturday I be up, know your name. 950 Lounge on Square.